Hi, it's Kaylin, the Dual Programs Coordinator, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about our BSDO options. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We also have some other videos about our other dual program options to learn a little bit more. So let's get started. As you can see on the screen now, there are side-by-side comparisons of our Midwestern BSDO program and our LECOM BSDO program. The deadline to apply to Midwestern will be December 1st of your senior year. For LECOM, it'll be March 1st of your senior year. Both programs are a 4+4, meaning you will spend 4 years at Illinois Tech and then 4 years at our partner university. Eligible students for these programs must be a senior in high school for Midwestern, and you need to be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident at the time of your application. For LECOM, you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident at the time of your application. This is available to seniors in high school and also undergraduate students who can participate in the program for 2 or more consecutive years while attending Illinois Tech full-time. So this would be available for some of our transfer students. For LECOM, it's really important to know that admission is binding. What this means is that if you've admitted to the LECOM program and you notify LECOM that you would like to be a part of this program, then you are required to attend LECOM after you're done at Illinois Tech. Midwestern is non-binding, so if you reach your senior year and decide that you no longer want to attend Midwestern, you are still able to apply to medical schools. With LECOM, that is not the case. You will be required to attend LECOM. For application requirements, for Midwestern specifically, we will need your common application, the BSDO supplemental application, which can be found specifically on our website. You'll answer 2 essay questions and then submit 3 letters of recommendation, 1 from a math or science teacher, 1 from a humanities or social science teacher, and then 1 that's medically related. For the weighted GPA, we're looking at a 3.5 out of 4.0 to be considered for this program. You need to meet a 32 on the ACT or a 1400 on the SAT to be considered. And then if your high school ranks you, you will want to be in the top 10% of your class. If your high school does not provide a rank, that will not be held against you. For LECOM, the application requirements is a common application to Illinois Tech. You will complete the supplemental application through LECOM's website, so you will need to create a portal for yourself. In order to be considered for the program, you need to have a 3.5 out of a 4.0 weighted GPA, the same as a weighted GPA for Midwestern, and then you will need to have at least a 30 on the ACT or a 1330 on the SAT. And as I mentioned in our overview of all the dual programs, you will receive a Bachelor of Science at Illinois Tech and then receive your Doctorate of Osteopathic Medicine at one of these schools. You can apply to both programs. It's just important to remember that if you accept LECOM's offer, you will be required to go to LECOM. And now that we talked about specific application requirements, we can talk about timelines as well. So for Midwestern, once December 1st hits, that's the application deadline. Your Common App and supplemental BSDO application, as well as all the other required material, must be turned in by December 1st. In early January, that's when our pre-health committee will start reviewing applicants, and I'll be notifying students whether they have been sent to Midwestern to be reviewed or are denied initially from the program. By mid-January, you'll be receiving communication from Midwestern as they review applicants and contact those selected for an interview. In early February, the students will participate in a group interview and writing exam at Midwestern, and then in early March, you'll be notified of your decision from Midwestern. What's important to note with Midwestern is that you will receive communication from Midwestern and you are required to attend that interview. It's also important to note for all of our dual admission programs that both Illinois Tech and that partner university need to admit you to the dual program. So you may hear that we admit you first, but you need to have admittance from both in order to be a part of the dual program. For LECOM, for the timeline, March 1st is your application deadline. As LECOM receives applications, they will review them and then ask students to be interviewed. As students are interviewed, we will then be contacted whether or not LECOM offers admission to the program. Once we're notified if you've been admitted to the program, that's when the pre-health committee will review your application and then determine if you will also be admitted on our side. And I'll be notifying students of when they're being reviewed by the pre-health committee, as well as if they've been admitted to the program or denied from the program. Requirements to remain in the program for Midwestern is that you need a 3.5 GPA. You need to score within 1 standard deviation of the previous year's MCAT score, and you are encouraged to complete the pre-medical studies minor to be prepared for the MCAT, but it is not a specific requirement for the program. For Illinois Tech's specific requirements to remain in the LECOMS program is that you need to maintain a 3.4 GPA. You do need to complete the minor in pre-medical studies, and then we have a specific requirement that you need to score within the 70th percentile of the MCAT. You may notice when you're looking at LECOM that they don't require MCAT scores, but this is specific to Illinois Tech. So now that we've talked a little bit more about the BSDO programs, I hope that answers some of the questions that you have, but if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.